Hello and welcome back to Football Now. We are now live, about to preview Brentford's hosting of Everton at the Community Stadium on Saturday at 5:30 on this weekend. Before we get into the game, I'm going to remind everyone of an ongoing competition that we've got going on here at Football Now on our road to 100 subscribers. Like, comment and subscribe. Let us know your predictions in each of these videos that we're doing today, previewing all 10 of the games this weekend, and one lucky winner will win a football shirt of their choice. We will make the announcement when we do reach 100 subscribers. So, I said, get involved. Let us know what you think of each of the games below, and the more involved you are, the more chance you have of winning the prize. Connor, we're Brentford versus Everton in this video. How are you doing, though? First of all,
I'm doing well, thank you. Just got the Champions League on. Arsenal making a winning return. I've just got the United game on as well. Actually, they were 3-1 down, but they just pulled it back to 3-2 with 4 minutes left. So we'll keep you updated on that because it'll finish during this episode. Oh, after Pulse Bayern Munich. Oh. Go on, it's ping pong. Sorry.
I'm going to stay out of mine. I've given them a few digs already tonight. I think I've used up all my coupons though. Like I said, we've got Brentford, taking on Everton at the Community Stadium this weekend.
Sorry, it's 4-2 Bayern Munich. Sorry, go ahead. That game's done now. Brentford Everton, come on, let's go.
Brentford losing last time out to Newcastle, St James's Park, 1-0. Callum Wilson penalty, I think it was, which solved that game. I think the odds will be coming up on screen now for their game against Everton. You want to talk us through them first of all?
Yeah, Brentford, you see, they're nearly even to get the victory over Everton. I think Brentford will be disappointed last time out, actually, because, it was a dubious penalty, to say the least. They lost 1-0 St James's Park. I was saying that there was a goal ruled out for a foul on Flecken, which I think was a case of goalkeepers being overprotected again. So, evened itself out. But, yeah, I think they were disappointed, Brentford, at the start of the season, because I don't think they've played too badly, but they've only actually won one game this season. So, I think they'll be slightly underwhelmed with that. What was even worse last game, rather than the result, is they lost Rico Henry probably for the whole season, which is not good. But despite that, I do think they're going to have too much for Everton here. And I actually think, this is my value pick of the weekend, actually, for Brentford here. I think nearly evens to beat Everton. Everton are poor. They've been poor for the whole season now. If you look at the result last time out against Arsenal at Goodison Park, you'd think 1-0 defeat to Arsenal was a pretty decent result. But if you watch the game, there was almost like an air of inevitability about it. Everton there in the relegation zone. That's where they're going to spend most of the time this season, I feel like. But Everton going forward, they created nothing against Arsenal. It's not like Arsenal played particularly well. They defended well, to be fair, but there was still an air of inevitability about the goal. And it's you see their joint lowest scorers. They lost Calvert-Lewin for a brief spell. He came back on against Arsenal, actually. So he could start against Brentford, or he could be better. I think either are fine. That Hossein. Apparently, we let them play Morpay, who, well, I don't think Everton are going to score many goals Brentford are going to score many goals to get Morpay. His goal scoring record is dreadful.
Yeah.
It was dreadful at Brighton. It was dreadful at Everton, and I think there's a reason why he's not been playing for Brentford, despite Tony not being there. So, I think Everton are really good at struggle. I've actually thought that in the previous seasons that they would always have just enough to stay up. I don't think that this season. I think Sean Dyche isn't going to stay in the job for much longer. I think the way they've been playing is poor. You'd think that maybe they'd be buoyed a little bit with the takeover. The takeover has been agreed, but they've still got to pass a proper test. I was talking to an Everton fan on the weekend, and he actually has no faith that would go through. He thinks that the new prospective owners are going to fail that test. So there's just a lot of pessimism. United have just pulled one back, actually. But yeah, there is a lot of pessimism around Everton at the moment. They just need something. They just need, and if they can get a point in this game, it would be a real good platform to build off, because Brentford, they haven't really, got the results this season. They've only won one game. Might have been a little bit unlucky last time out against Newcastle. Saying that, Newcastle haven't been great this season. But yeah, I think this is despite all that, I think this is the pick of the weekend. Brentford nearly evens. I am backing them to get the win because I just think Everton. I've not seen anything from them to suggest that they're going to put any more points on the board in this game. I really don't rate them.
Yeah, Brentford, of course, have been without Ivan Toney until the start of next year. Obviously banned for breaking betting rules. But you've got to say Jan Visser and Embuemo have really picked up the torch. They've got 6 goals between them already this season. I don't think anyone's concerned about Brentford in danger at all this season. No. I think mid-table in around then there are much worse off teams than Brentford. I think they're playing one this weekend in Everton. Actually, like you said, it was 1-0 the weekend, but it was Arsenal were very dominant, weren't they? And again, you look at Everton and you just wonder where are the goals. I know Beto, I think he scored in a cup on his debut.
Yeah, he scored against Doncaster in the cup, but against Doncaster, I think that was only a 2-1 victory, so it was quite narrow. It's difficult for them on and off the pitch at the moment. It's tough, and it's tough if you're an Everton fan. I do feel for them. Yes, I do. Unfortunately, I think Everton are going to go down. And this is actually the first season I thought that. I know they've not been great. Brad, I'm not sure what you feel like, but I just feel like this is the season where their luck will run out.
Yeah, same. At the end of last season, I just remember thinking they've escaped again by the skin of their teeth. They cannot afford to be down there again. I remember Wigan used to do it, and Sunderland was similar as well, where they'd constantly flirt with relegation. They just pull themselves out of it. But eventually, if you play with fire, eventually going to get burnt. And like you said, off the pitch, there's a mess. They're obviously not happy with their current owners, but I've not heard great things about this new group that are reportedly coming in. Like you said, there's doubt whether they'll pass the fit and proper test. I think Goodison, it's very similar to St James's Park, where when it's behind you, when the fans are behind the team, it's a horrible, horrible place to go. But it hasn't been that now for so long, and I just you feel if you're going away, obviously I know they're away from home this weekend, but it's just about the atmosphere around the club. If you go 1-0 up at Everton, you feel like you're halfway there because the atmosphere just completely changes.
You mentioned there that Everton, when they do get behind the team, it's a difficult place to go to, but the fans need to give. The players need to give the fans something to get behind. They need to give them reason.
Yeah.
I mean, they're away from home this game, and when you're in the situation that Everton are and it is not going well, do you feel like that could be a bit of an advantage? You don't have that added home pressure, if you like, with a really passionate crowd at Goodison Park. Do you think that will alleviate some of the pressure on Everton being away from home? I know it's a bit of a strange thing to say, but could it help?
No, I was thinking it as well, almost as I was answering then. And possibly maybe give them a greater sense of freedom. I don't think Brentford's an easy place to go for any team. Certainly, I think Liverpool. I don't think that Liverpool. Obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan. I think we've drawn and lost there last season. It can be a real tough place to go, Brentford. And there's a real, almost opposite of Everton. There's a real sense of community there. With the close ties between the players, and Thomas Frank. He's well loved by the fans. And
yeah, you mentioned there being a hard place to go. It's the only stadium that Spurs have dropped points in this season. They've got 13 out of 15 points opening the game this season. They dropped 2 points at Brentford. So I mean, that's why I'm surprised that they've only won one game this season. But even still, they're in 11th place. Brentford, that's a good platform to build off. If we've got to go with our prediction, I do think Brentford, unfortunately, do put Everton to the sword. I'm going to say 2-0. I don't think it's going to be a goal fest because, I did say Everton were well organised at Goodison Park against Arsenal and they were difficult to break down, but it's just that goal threat. I don't see where they're going to get the goals. Calvert-Lewin could start, came on against Arsenal, but, even then, you got a good striker up front, but number one, how long is he going to stay fit for? Number two, who have you got who's getting the balls to him to actually put in the back of the net? So I do feel for them, and I think in attack, that's where they'll really struggle this season. So I'm going to go with 2-0 Brentford.
I think one thing's for certain. Everton have got 1 point on the board so far. They need to start getting points on there soon. Today, obviously, they've got Brentford this weekend, difficult place to go. Got Luton at home next weekend, which is a huge game. I think it's a massive game for both clubs. Bournemouth the week after at home again, a very big game. And then they've got the derby at Anfield, and you might think Liverpool are in form, Everton are struggling. That's always a close game. It always seems to be a tight game between Liverpool and Everton, regardless of the
form goes out the window, doesn't it, in derbies?
Exactly. So it's a big few weeks coming up for Everton, but I'm going to go Brentford. I'm going to go Brentford heavy as well. I can see them putting 3 or 4 past Everton this weekend with the fans behind them. You wonder how Everton get themselves out of it this time. And it's a shame because they got that stadium next year, and we mentioned it last week.
If they go down and they move stadium, it's just going to be a financial nightmare. I think Everton fans were told that moving to Bramley Moor wouldn't affect them in the transfer market and their business. I think it clearly has. They was to go down to the Championship with the added pressure of financially with that new stadium. I think they're going to really struggle to get back up. Everton there, you see below that fatal line. I don't think they're going to get above it that much this season.
No, I think we said last week we thought Sean Dyche would kick on this year. It hasn't happened. Feel sorry for him a bit. Like you said, it's not the easiest club to be managing at right now with everything that's going on off the pitch. But yeah, can't see Everton getting anything this weekend. That concludes our preview for Brentford versus Everton. Again, before we sign off onto the next video, which will be coming along in 5 or 10 minutes' time, I just want to remind you of the competition that I mentioned at the start of Football Now ongoing until we reach 100 subscribers here on this channel. So like, comment and subscribe. Let us know your prediction for this game and for all the others and all the other videos. One lucky winner will be pulled out of the comments to win a football shirt of their choice. The more videos you comment on, the more predictions you give us, the more likely you are, to win. So get involved. Let us know what you think. Give us your own predictions. And hopefully you'll be the one who gets pulled out and wins the shirt, whichever shirt you want. So Get involved, like I said. We'll see you on the next video, which is Burnley versus Manchester United.
A bit topical.
Yeah, very topical. Very. So we'll see you over there.
See ya.